مجمع الأندلس التعليمي، تعلم عصري ملهم بهوية وطنية وقيم إسلامية.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Here I am, Mr. Ayman. I want to welcome all students of grade 10. I wish you are all healthy and good. And we are still in Unit 2, Module 2, Endurance. It's a listening lesson. And here are our objectives. We aim to answer 6 multiple choice questions after listening to a live radio report of the final stage of a cycling endurance race in 3 parts. We want as well to identify the meanings of 2 words after listening to 2 extracts taken from the same report. Before starting, I want to give you some advice to deal with any listening passage. The first tip is actually in your student's book in page 27, and it suggests that you should read the options quickly before you hear each part. But when we say quickly, this doesn't mean that you shouldn't pay attention to each detail in the question. The second tip is that you shouldn't work on question when the next part or the next question is being spoken. The other advice is in the link below. It's in www.learningenglishonline.net, and here is the link. Do you want to read them together? Someone to do it, please. Before you listen, think about the topic of the text you are going to listen to. What do you already know about it? What could possibly be the content of the text? Which words come to your mind when you think of this topic? Which words you would want to look up if you have to do a task on the listening text? Check whether you have understood the task and the question correctly. And think about what type of text you are going to listen to. What do you know about it? And the most important piece of advice before listening to any passage: keep calm, relax, and make yourself ready to pay attention to the listening text. Remember, this is before you listen. Another student, please, to read the second set of advice. While you're listening, it's not necessary to understand every single word. Try to ignore those words that you think are less important anyway. If there are words or issues that you don't understand, use your general knowledge as well as the context to find out the meaning. Focus on keywords and facts. Take notes to support your memory. And don't forget that intonation and stress of the speakers can help you to understand what you hear. The last piece of advice is that you should try to think ahead to anticipate what may happen next. What may the speakers say? Which words may they use? Here are some pieces of advice. Wait for other tips and pieces of advice in our next meeting. And to our listening. But before we start, have a look on these pictures and tell me, what do you know about and what do you think about cycling endurance race. Think of it for a while. Oh, Jason, you already have an answer? Great, the door is yours. As the name suggests, I think that it's a race, a sort of competition using bikes and bicycles. But to say the truth, I don't know whether it is in harsh and difficult conditions or it's for long distances like in the marathon. You are really a smart student. Thank you for your answer. And I think you are ready for the listening task. Someone please to read the instructions in B, Student's Book, page 27. You are going to listen to a live radio report of the final stage of a cycling endurance race in 3 parts. The first part is before the race, the second one is during the race, and the third one is after the race. Listen to each part and answer the questions that follow. Thank you for this nice reading, and you should read the questions more than once with full attention and not full طعامية. You should know which type of information is needed and what the questions exactly ask for. Be like a hunter, and in case you missed any bird, forget about it and think and concentrate on what remains. Any brave man to read all the questions with each option? Yes, Ali, you can do it. 1. How many miles do competitors have to cover on the last day of the race? 10 or 80 or 800. The second question, why couldn't Alex take part in the extreme bicycle race last year? Is it because the fact that he was in a race in Australia, or because he didn't have time to train for it, or because he was injured? The third question is about the second part, as you said, my teacher. And the question is, what is true about Michael Phillips? He's an amateur cyclist, he's a doctor, he's a professional cyclist. The fourth question, who has won the race? Daniel Kent, Michael Phillips, or Alex Tyler? The 2 remaining questions are about the third part. The fifth question is, how many cycling races has the winner won? 3 or 4 or 5? And what is he going to do in the future to train for the Tour de France, or to become a cycling trainer, or to take part in more competitions? Thank you, Ali. Don't forget the pieces of advice and listen carefully. I'll play the passage only once this time, and I know you will do it. In the exam, you will be given a second chance. Ready?
Before the race.
Hello, this is Tim Carter reporting live from the Extreme Bicycle Race. It's another year at the exciting ultimate challenge for cyclists from all around the world. who ride a total of 800 miles in 10 days. Today is the final day of the event, and with us just an hour before the race is Alex Tyler, who came in second place 2 years ago.
Hello everyone.
So Alex, only 80 more miles today to the finish line. How do you feel?
What can I say? I'm thrilled to be here.
You didn't participate last year because of a knee injury from what I've heard.
That's right. 2 months before the extreme bicycle race, I was competing in a race in Australia. When the unfortunate incident happened, I was devastated. You can't imagine how much I wanted to be here. After the surgery, I started training and practicing again, and here I am.
Well, you seem to be in great shape, and there's a good chance you may be the winner this year.
I hope so. It's my dream.
Good luck, Alex. And now we are going over to...
During the race.
This is Tim Carter, and we're back from the break.
And this is Patrick Hunt. The race is almost over. In just a few minutes, we'll know who the winner is.
That's right. We can see the cyclists riding into the last mile. In the lead is last year's winner, Daniel Kent, who is one of the best bike riders in the world.
But will he be the winner today? Right behind him is Michael Phillips. It's hard to believe that he was an amateur rider 2 years ago, riding just for the fun of it.
Yeah, wasn't he studying to become a doctor?
Yep, I guess he changed his mind. Wow! Look at Alex Tyler, speeding up from 5th place.
He's third now, right behind Michael Phillips. What a race! There's just one last corner till the finish line, with Daniel Kent still leading.
What a surprising turn of events. Tyler just passed both of them. He's in the lead. Just a few yards before the finish line. Unbelievable.
And yes, he is now the new champion of the extreme bicycle race, taking the title from Daniel Kent.
After the race.
Right next to me is the winner of the 10th annual extreme bicycle race. So, how does first place feel?
Much better than second place, that's for sure.
And this is your first time winning in the 10 years you've been competing, right?
Actually, this is my first time winning the extreme bicycle race. But I've also won another 2 races. A local race back home in Ireland and a road bicycle race in Canada.
Oh yes, Canada. I remember that. That was about 5 years ago.
4 to be exact. But it wasn't a very big event.
So, what is your next step in your cycling career? The Tour de France?
Well, I'm thinking of taking a break from competitions, at least for a while. My dream is to create a cycling club, a place where I can teach young cyclists everything I know about how to succeed in competitions and help them train.
Sounds interesting, Alex.
Here is the end of the passage, and hope you have all answered all the questions. And let's start with the first. Your answer, please. 80. Great. It's the exact and correct answer. What about the second question? Why couldn't Alex take part in the extreme bicycle race last year? He was injured. Excellent. Let's move to the second set of questions. So, what is true about Michael Phillips? He could be a doctor. He was, but not is an amateur cyclist, but he is a professional cyclist. Now, what about the fourth question? Who has won the race? Yes? Exactly. Alex Tyler. To the fifth question. How many cycling races has the winner won? 3. And what is he going to do in the future? When he finishes, he thinks to be a cycling trainer. Is there anyone who got 5 per 5? Excellent, all of you. And now to the next and the last task. C. Anyone please to read the instruction? Yes. Listen to two extracts taken from the live radio report and tell what do the following words mean. Amateur, devastated. Does amateur mean doing an activity for enjoyment or doing it as a job? And what the term devastated mean? Is it an equivalent of being very excited and happy or very disappointed and upset?
1,
It's hard to believe that he was an amateur rider 2 years ago, riding just for the fun of it.
2,
When the unfortunate incident happened, I was devastated. You can't imagine how much I wanted to be here.
Here we are. Think of it for a while. Are your answers ready? Yes, Nasser, you can do it. So what is the word amateur mean? Doing it for enjoyment? Yes, excellent justification. It is only for fun. What about the second term? Have you an answer? You said it's B. Why? He was sad. He wanted to participate, so he was disappointed and upset. Your answers are true. You did a great job during this task, during all the lesson. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your efforts. See you again.
مجمع الأندلس التعليمي، تعلم عصري ملهم بهوية وطنية وقيم إسلامية.